First of all, the concerns raised by the minority is totally baseless. It came as an afterthought. Because ORA has been in operation for, if I recall properly, for nearly a month.
Yes.
Right?
True.
And the minority government was properly established since the morning of 7th of January this year. Now, the issue they raised was that when the Attorney General nominee, the Honorable Dominic Ayine, appeared before the committee, they sought to ask him whether the ORA as a government policy has some basis in law. And he said yes, it's justified.
Okay.
And they won't have any of that. So they decided 3 days after the proceedings, and by way of an afterthought, hold some press conference and declare that ORA was an illegality. But I asked them yesterday, in responding to the matter on another media platform, I asked them, they should give me one constitutional provision, because my friend and roommate, John Daku,
yes,
who led, my roommate in law school, I must say, who led the press briefing, kept saying it's unconstitutional, it's unconstitutional, it's unconstitutional. And I was hoping my classmate and friend will cite a couple of provisions, will rattle a couple of provisions to underpin his submissions and claim. None. Not even statute. None. An executive presidency that we have has the power to initiate any program or policy to ensure that he executes his mandate. And this mandate was not surprised on anyone. It was clearly stated in our manifesto. In fact, I dare say that perhaps our outstanding performance in this election, 30% may be owed to this program. Or the fact that the president promised that when you give me the mandate again, I will ensure that every property looted from the state by private persons or public servants will be recovered. It resonated with the people. So it is not every government program that will be backed by statute. And let me give you an example. When we were confronted with the Galamsey menace, is government. They roll out several programs. Operation Galam Stop, Operation Vanguard, Operation that. Millions of Ghana cedis were sunk into these programs. Private citizens who were doing legitimate business, they suffered. Their equipments were seized, backed by no law. He didn't say that we should allow the AG to investigate those matters. We should allow the police to go and investigate those matters, IOCO, OSP. No. Because it was such a thing that you needed to execute it or deal with it by government policy. So they introduced government programs and backed by policies that everybody resonated with everyone. And they went in. They failed though, but it was done. By way of ensuring that the government delivered on its mandate, it could not. I'll give you another one. Free SHS. It's in 8th, 9th year this year, since 2017. It's not backed by any law. But because the president promised Ghanaians that if you elect me in 2016, if you elect me into office in 2017, beginning 2017, I will introduce free SHS. Wholesomely. We promise progressively free. It did not resonate with the people. So they chose the one that resonated with them. Free SHS. The government came into office, implemented it with policy. As we speak, over 8 billion Ghana cedis has been spent on this program and running. Not backed by law. All right? So if we speak about ORA not being backed by any law or constitution, I don't see the point. In any case, Ora is to just gather evidence. And I think that they are doing this with dispatch. As we speak, a lot of public lands acquired under strange circumstances, people are still building on those properties. Yesterday, I was sent a video. There's a property behind the Ghana Immigration Headquarters here. There's a public servant who is occupying one of these government bungalows. He has practically converted the place into his private property. And even as at 9 p.m. the day before yesterday, the man was putting up structures, concrete works were being done. 9 p.m. Who does that if you were acting lawfully and legitimately? So these are the issues that ORA has been established to deal with. Gather evidence. Once we gather the evidence, the appropriate agencies, ORA has no prosecutorial powers. So I don't see why they are in a state of trepidation about the work of ORA. If indeed ORA invites you and you don't appear, it's your problem. Other legitimate means will be used to compel you to appear or to provide documents or information or whatever it is that ORA wants from you. So this grandstanding, issuing a directive to your membership that if they are invited by ORA or if ORA requests an information from them, they shouldn't provide, is, with all due respect, hot air. Because ORA is not dealing with those people as NPP persons. ORA is dealing with them as public servants who perhaps still in office in some capacity, but have been noted to have engaged themselves in taking state property which ought not to have been taken in a manner unwarranted in law. So let's situate. If they want to do politics and propaganda with it, by all means they can. But it's a journey to nowhere. Because ORA is a government policy properly introduced by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Unless you are saying that the government in place today in the Republic of Ghana is an illegitimate government. That is when then you can question government programs as unlawful. But let me finally say that for the past 8 years, I've been to court. I've been to court differently over 10 different cases, mainly in the Supreme Court. If they feel aggrieved or strongly about this ORA, they can go to court and question it and determine whether or not determine its illegality or otherwise. But you don't go to time saying it's illegal, and that's the end. Go and test the law. That is what I have done. I still have my cases, a lot of my cases pending. But at least I will voice my concerns and I follow it up with a court action. Beautiful. So if the minority thinks that ORA as a program of this government that's been ruled out and is doing well, it's illegitimate, it's unlawful, it's unconstitutional, it is not a press conference that will remedy that. It's the courts.
How do you respond to the argument he makes? And of course, I've heard others make the same argument that decisions and actions like this only go to, I won't say weaken necessarily, but it doesn't strengthen our state institutions. And I mentioned CHRAJ, CID, and so on and so forth. I mean, these are institutions that have been constitutionally mandated to do the same job. So why do you have to form a team to do it? I mean, isn't it? I even said it was a duplication of.
I won't let you travel further. Yes. Let me answer you. They are even fortunate that this president has given an official stamp and constituted a committee of this nature to handle the issues in the manner they are doing. In 2017, I acquired a land from chiefs of Adenta that I have done legal work for. And they assigned it to me, properly registered. Young man in the law. All the resources I could garner. Put up my 8-bedroom house. One night, one dawn, State Housing came with the support of the police and the military to raise it down and some of my neighbors. Under the pretext that it was a state land. We've been in court since. They can't prove their case.
For 8 years?
Yes. They can't prove their case. They've destroyed my property. The president didn't set up Aura at the time. They just came in a Gestapo manner.
And identified themselves as who?
Look, they brought a military vehicle occupied by about 7 military men with guns and policemen to cordon off the area before they carried out the operation. I took evidence, I took the video of the vehicle number plate. I contacted the military. They said they don't know that vehicle. It's not part of their fleet of vehicles. They don't know the men.
Some hoodlums.
Thank you. But they came in full military regalia.
Wow.
Other persons suffered. People were in vehicles in traffic. They were taken out of their vehicle. And the vehicles taken away from them till today. You are fortunate to have Aura that is being decent about demand for information. Under your government, you were taking property from people that you suspected were suspicion that it was government property in traffic. People have been quiet. So this criticism is a very lame one. We'll get to nowhere. Aura will do its work. Indeed, the Honorable Akufo-Addo had said, Ablakwa has said, the nature of their work is that they will gather enough evidence. When the Attorney General is properly situated in office, they will hand over to him to take over. But you see, it's like a committee that's working in the interim because of the lacuna between inauguration of the presidency and when ministers, especially the AG, officially takes office. So in that interim, in that vacuum, this information must be gathered. And they've gathered a lot of information, especially about land transactions and concessions that have been granted. Concessions have been signed 6 January. Assignments, land assignments, leaseholds, conveyances were being executed 5th January. When the president has issued a directive as part of the transitional arrangement, people were still doing those things, parceling out state lands. So these are the real issues.
So there's every justification
for
the setting up of Aura.
Yes.
Now, the other issue which has come up, and I want us to move on because we need to look at another topic which has been reported by the Daily Post. At the time the president set up Aura, he was president-elect. So the Swami MP, John Daku, says, what executive authority or power did the president have at the time as president-elect to set up this committee? What's your response to that?
Beautiful. John Daku and I studied law. And I've told you, my roommate actually, we shared the same room. From faculty to law school.
Okay.
So he's my best friend. He's smart. But on this occasion, he got it wrong.
Tell me why.
I'll tell you why. You should go and read the Presidential Transitional Act. That's where the authority comes from. That is why there's a provision for transitional arrangements. That is why he had authority to appoint members of his transitional team. John shouldn't read the law. You should be sober. You should go and read the Transitional Provision Act. So that's the source of his authority.
He had every right.
Every mandate under the law.
To have done what he
Every
did.
mandate under the law.
Okay.
Yes.
But finally, how do we check the excesses? I mean, like Nana said, all these chaps are
hold
going
on.
around.
No, hold on. Which excesses?
Wait,
hold on. What's the membership of the Aura Committee?
It's just 4.
Thank you. It's Nana saying it's Akufo-Addo or Martin Kpebu or who else?
This
UOP Kofi Boakye.
Dom level.
Thank you. Has any of these men confronted anybody or exerted the fiscal pressure on any of them, any of these persons?
Nana says because most Ghanaians don't even know sufficiently about the modus operandi of the team. If somebody appears in your house and says,
it's not true.
Dom level says I should come to your house.
No, it is never true. This committee put out information regarding where and how to contact them. If you have information or documents to share, they gave out websites, they gave out WhatsApp numbers, they gave out telephone numbers, they've indicated their office location. And my brother, I can tell you on authority that the volumes of information they have received.
That's 700 or so far.
I'm saying even the volume That is the numbering. That is the numbers.
Right.
But sometimes the volume of documents that are come, even from the investors. All right? Because some investing lands have also been taken by some government functionaries. So these are not whimsical matters. If you suspect that some persons have gone round to, as it were, disturb people in their homes,
okay,
the president saw it fit and gave a directive that if these persons are suspected to be my party people, I am giving you instructions to desist from that. And he's done that. And I'm sure that since then, you haven't heard any NDC person or group of them moving from one premises to the other. You may say so because you have evidence before the president issued the directive. But since after that, it hasn't happened. What has happened, and I can vouch for it, is that information have sifted through, because I got the privilege to serve on the Transitional Committee on National Security as the chair. The information we got, warehouses, government warehouses were being pillated. Premises containing food stock from the buffer stock were being pillated by unseen people or known persons. So when this evidence comes, you will send a team of national security, I always like to call them BNI. The NIB name is the BNI operatives.
Yeah, that's a difficulty.
Because I had issues with it. The change from BNI to NIB.
Yeah.
It will only lead to procurement in terms of stationery and those things. It doesn't change its operation in character or form. So we sent BNI operatives. And it was established with video evidence. If you ask the people, where are you loading the rice to? No way bill, no destination. They just got instruction from outgoing government functionaries to come and load rice, load cement, load ECG cables. And all these things were stopped, and the police were called in to take charge. So if this is what they are complaining about, then I'm sorry. It needed to be done. Otherwise, under the cover of darkness, some of this property were being moved to private premises and warehouses to be converted to personal property and sold.